On everyone, I am back to give you guys my updated look for the two-game baseball slate for tomorrow. It's a blessing to have baseball back. Today is also my birthday, so happy to be making this on my birthday, working extra hard. Give you guys the updated plays. Only a couple things have changed, really. It's just the Giants lineup with two of their projected starters now going to be starting the season on the IL with Brandon Belt and Evan Longoria. So that just adds another righty to the lineup. If you take out Brandon Belt, and then there's a little bit of a weather risk in Washington. But before we get into anything, I would appreciate if you hit the like on the video and subscribe if you've not already. Try to get 150 likes if we can, especially since it's my birthday today. And you can follow me on Twitter for updates for the whole year. It's at the DFS process. And if you're looking for even more help, you can check out the website, links in the description. But first thing you can look at is the Giants lineup is completely different, or projected lineup at least. Austin Slater is now definitely going to be starting with Brennan Belt on the IL to start the year, and also Wilmer Flores is going to be starting as well. So we got those two guys in there. If they are batting 1 and 2, then I will have a lot of interest in them. Then you have Hunter Pence and Darren Ruff. Not sure if many people are aware of Darren Ruff or familiar with him. Hopefully he gets at least a price tag on the sites if he is in the lineup. But he is a former Philly. One thing that Ruff has going for him is power and a bunch of strikeouts. That's basically what you're hoping for out of him. It's either a bomb or it's going to be a strikeout, like 60% of the time. He's been pretty good against lefties. If you want to take a shot, I don't think he's going to be high owned at all for his career. He has a 299 batting average and 271 at bats versus lefties. The strikeout numbers are like 10% lower against lefties than righties, I believe. No, not 10%. It's about 5% lower. The WRC plus is almost double, which is great. And the hard hit percentage is 41%. So he's definitely shown some power against lefties. The ISO is also very high at 244. So if he's in the lineup, and he's probably going to be the minimum, I think you could use him as a cheap play. Assuming he gets a price tag on the sites. But then there's a bunch of righties in this Giants lineup, 8 righties. So that's going to be it's going to be making it at least not easy on Kershaw, although not a lot of these righties are top of the line hitters, so you can still go out and throw gem. Although Clayton Kershaw has definitely had some struggles recently to righty heavy teams. Last year, he gave up 23 of his 28 home runs came against righties. So I think that the Giants at least are going to make it a little bit tough on him with the projected lineup. But still, the Dodgers are the team that I'm looking to stack primarily, and then I'll mix into some of the Giants and some of the Yankees. The Giants are just very cheap, so you have that going for you. But pitching-wise, I'm still looking at Garrett Cole, and I'm still going with Scherzer. Assuming the weather is not an issue, if it is an issue, then we're going to have some problems because I definitely don't want a rain delay ruining the starting pitching tomorrow. But Garrett Cole and Scherzer both give you the highest upside, in my opinion, in terms of strikeouts on this four team slate, 2-game slate. So still going with the Scherzer, Garrett Cole approach. We have plenty of value, especially from the Giants, if you need some savings, like outfield-wise. Austin Slater, first base and outfield eligible at just 3,100. If Jalen Davis is in, he's only 2,000. If Darren Ruff gets a price tag, he's probably going to be the minimum. So you have that. For a cheap place from the Giants, you also have like Wilmer Flores. Wilmer Flores is probably like the guy that I feel pretty decent about playing, just because he's always been a lefty masher. He's known for hitting lefties. Back when he was with his Mets days, and even last year was very good. I think he was with the Diamondbacks last year. But he had 7 of his 9 home runs came against lefties last year, batted .337. What I do like about him is that his strikeout rates are very low. Just 11% strikeout rate last year, .615 slugging against lefties, .279 ISO. So he's probably going to be able to put the ball in play at least a couple times against Kershaw and hopefully can do some damage career-wise. The power numbers are much higher against lefties, the slugging and the ISO and the hard hit percentage. So I do like 218 ISO career-wise for Flores. So I do like him at second base. I kind of like him a little bit more than Dubon, who's a little bit cheaper. I'm assuming Flores will get a little bit of a bump in the batting order. And then I'm not going to do a full recap. You can watch the previous video if you want with some of the other plays. Like, we know that Johnny Cueto sucks against lefties, so I'm going to start my lineup with Cody Bellinger and Corey Seager. Also, if you're into BVP, you can look at BVP. for tomorrow. I've also started looking at some VVP for Friday. I'm very pumped for Friday's slate. Love the Padres on Friday, and I like the Red Sox as well, and the Indians. There's some good teams to stack on Friday. I'm very excited to make that video, but got to get through this 2-game slate first. And looking at some BVP numbers, the Dodgers have hit Johnny Cueto very well, especially Corey Seager. 3 bombs against him in 34 at-bats, 353 average. Turner has hit him well. Muncy's only 2 at-bats, so can't really factor that in, but Bellinger has hit him well too. And then on the Giants side versus Kershaw, Flores has hit him decent, as has Hunter Pence and Longoria, but he's no longer in the lineup on the IL. So that's some of the BVP, and then as you kind of would expect, nobody's had a lot of success on the Yankees or the Nationals against these elite pitchers. At least Stan has taken Scherzer deep twice, but my stance on BVP is I use it, I factor it in, but it's not like the end-all be-all. Some people use it as an end-all be-all, and that's probably wrong, but if a guy's 0 for 10 with 5 strikeouts, I'm not gonna feel comfortable playing him. And then on the other hand, if he's like 7 for 12 with a couple home runs, it's just some hitters hit certain pitchers better. They see the ball coming out of their hands better. But right now, Cole and Scherzer are pitching, and then Seager and Bellinger are my hitters. And then I think Flores looks pretty good as a cheap one at second base, like very cheap. And then it's not super cheap, but he's decent, and he's probably the best lefty hitter on the team. Also, if Austin Slater does lead off, which I'm not sure if he will, but if he does, he's also been a lot better against lefties too. So a lot of these Giants hitters, as you kind of would expect, they're a lot better against lefties. So at least I feel a little bit better about playing some of them just because I'm going to need some savings, like career-wise. He doesn't have a ton of power, but he has a 44% hard hit rate against lefties, which is nice. But I like Cole, Scherzer, Flores, second base, Seager, Bellinger, and then Peterson. Obviously, at 4,500, looks tremendous. Peterson might be batting in the lower, bottom half of the order, but we know how good Peterson is against right-handed pitching. I showed you guys this in the last video, but I'll just show it again in case you missed it. But showed you guys last year all of his home runs came against righties, and then career-wise, he has a career 265 ISO. The strikeouts are like 6% lower. The slugging is over 500. And the hard hit percentage is pretty much through the roof as well at 41%. So I love Peterson. I'm really looking at the Dodgers lefties, and then I'll mix in like Turner if I want to. But those are the 4 hitters that I really like on DraftKings. And then I'll go ahead and touch on Fanduel too, although it hasn't really changed. And then on Fanduel, the core hasn't really changed. It's the same. Garrett Cole, Corey Seager, Bellinger, Hunter Pence, and Jock Peterson. Hunter Pence I like a lot on Fanduel. 2,400. He's 4,700 on DraftKings. I probably won't get there on that site, but 24 on FanDuel looks great. And the Giants are just ridiculously cheap on FanDuel. Like, you have a bunch of guys at the minimum, with Austin Slater is just $2,000. You have Wilmer Flores is only $2,100, second baseman. Even Dubon is $2,300. So Giants are very cheap. Will be interesting to see how the lineup shakes out. But I really feel good about Hunter Pence, at least on FanDuel, and even Flores. But that's it for the video. Just a quick recap, quick update with some of the Giants news. So hope you guys enjoyed. You can leave a like if you did, and I'll be back after Thursday to cover Friday's baseball slate. So I'll see you guys all then, and good luck tomorrow.